Alright, let's talk about video. Welcome back everybody, and this is Octane's Oracle, the unscripted show where I like to ramble and talk about all things LEGO, where today we're going to be talking about LEGO Video. Following the announcement that LEGO Video was being, I don't want to say cancelled, postponed indefinitely until near 2022 or 2023, so that they can refine the product formula, I knew I wanted to talk about the set. And actually, following this cancellation, I went out and bought my first video set. And this is what this video is going to be. I have bought the product, I have tried the app, I have looked into a lot of the things that were said, and I am here to try and give an overview that isn't caught up in emotion about what happened with video. There's actually a lot of interesting stuff going on here, and I think a lot of people look past the fact that this theme was smart. Music and Lego are a great combination, to be honest, and I really like how they chose to take the line. I know a lot of people were expecting interpretations of artists, but we know that Lego likes to stay away from real-world people, especially people that could then eventually get into trouble in the future, and then that would make the product bad. However, I know a lot of people wanted stuff like that anyway, despite how illogical it was. But what they did do with LEGO Video was smart and aimed at children, and that's what we always forget as LEGO fans, is that the product is aimed for children, and we have to be supportive of that. So anyway, there was a lot of good with LEGO Video, and I want to start there before we talk about its couple of problems, because it's no denying that it does have its problems, and that is why it has been delayed until 2023, and so that Universal can fix it. But one important fact that I think that everyone must forget is that these products are play tested and the rest of it, meaning that the fact that you even saw video sets on the shelf is because LEGO knew that they were going to sell, or at least the concept was sound. And that's what the bottom line here is the concept for LEGO Video is sound, and no one can deny that. As for the set, it's a different measure, but that bottom concept of children interacting with music through Lego and creating their own music videos is really, really good. And I think it would have been incredibly popular if they just changed a couple of things. One of those things being the app. The first thing I noticed about the app is that the option to share your music videos is absolutely pointless. You're not allowed to share them if they have children in it, and the entire point, at least as far as I could see it, would be to dance with the minifigures on the AR stage, or like do stuff with it rather than not. Meaning that the point being you have to have a LEGO Life account, which does anyone really? I mean, I've never met anyone with one. And to the fact that it's heavily moderated, meaning the chances of your video actually getting up there is about as likely as your ideas project hitting 10,000 supporters. Sideways jab there, okay. The app was incredibly flawed. These should have had less app integration. The box art needed to change. These are underlying facts that would have increased selling. Even if you had the app and kept the app in its exact same way, if you could actually still play with the sets better in that second wave. So if there were just a couple of extra features that weren't app related in the sets for the stages in wave 2, then I think the wave would have been largely improved, because kids could have just bought the sets and the parents could have gone, no, I don't want the app involved, and then not dealt with the app. The second problem, of course, being the box art that I mentioned there, and that really was a turn-off to parents. If you're going to do digital inclusion box art right, do what LEGO Mario did. They did the box art incredibly well for that sub-theme, and you should take one out of their book. Not Hidden Side. Hidden Side, they were turning the boxes round, and the video didn't even give them that option. And then thirdly, that brings me to the beatboxes. The beatboxes are smart on their own. Again, like most things in video, they are alright in concept. The idea of having this portable container where you transport all your music and a singer in a little pod is great. However, 8 of them in less than a year is too much. I know they were trying to go for different genres, which is again smart. I really love how they separated the genres and animalified these areas based off different areas. So candy pop, and then K-pop, and dragon metal rock thing, the hip hop robot one. that was really clever. I liked that a lot, and I liked how each theme got their own stage, even if it was shoved into the boombox. However, 6 beatboxes in one wave was excessive and uncalled for, and then following that with another 2. These should have been just less, and then use the stages to provide the beatbox materials, because the stages basically have a beatbox in them, which is what I find strange. Is that they included that within the sets, but why couldn't that have been the Punk Pirate one instead of getting the Punk Pyro? And that would have also cut down on a second problem I had with Video, and that is making the beatboxes suck by repeating the figures. If we take in particular a look at the Hip Hop Robot beatbox, I believe it's called, they had an exclusive headpiece in there, which they then immediately recolored and stuck on a very, very, very similar figure in Wave 2's Hip Hop Robot stage. Why not get rid of the Hip Hop Robot beatbox, put the proper figure in that set in the Hip Hop car, and then just give you the beatbox in the Hip Hop car instead of releasing 2 separate sets and adding to the beatbox total. Same could be done with the K-pop concert, putting the unicorn in that one there. The Candy Mermaid I have a bit more time for, just because it's the smaller sets where it could probably get away with it. However, if you look at it really, only the pirate ship, hip hop, and K-pop had beatboxes that were then turned into stages, where Candy Mermaid could have been included in its stage. Yeah, so you get rid of 4 beatboxes, leaving 2 in the first wave, being the one with... Oh, who were they? The one with it, was it a shark? Was that a thing? No, that was a CMF blind bag. Who were the other 2? Oh, I don't remember. It's not important. Get rid of the 4 beatboxes that then had sets in the wave, wave 2. Keep the Folk Fairy and Metal Dragon and the other 2 from wave 1, and then that helps support the boombox rather than the boombox being a collective. Basically, I have some ramblings on different things they could have done. I don't believe we needed so many beatboxes. And where Video was again strongest by providing backup dancers for these stages, they did so by releasing 2 series of bandmates, one of which was not released at the same time as the wave of sets, that being Bandmate Series 2, which will release in October. And of course, this biggest discrepancy, and it's still the biggest discrepancy, and even I can't overlook this at all. Blind bag boxes. I cannot express how awful they make you feel. I'm not even talking about the problems with them, like the fact that people break into them, or you're wasting incredible amounts of money on what is essentially an overpriced product to not get the one you want. Or if we take away all of the financial problems with it, it just sucks to feel them. I love feeling blind bags. I've loved the CMF hunt as long as I can remember. So why would you take such a thing away for something that probably isn't even that much more sustainable when we think that there's still the packaging inside? A cardboard box does not work for these things, and I think and I hope they've learnt their lesson there. They just need to find another alternative material for their packaging, or just wait longer, because cardboard was not the way to go, and that contributed a lot to the problem with Video. It was a series of business mistakes made in almost synchronized motion that led to Video's bad reception. Because once again, may I remind you that Video was successfully playtested and deserves to be successfully playtested. On its own, the concept of kids making music videos that they can join into using LEGO minifigures and LEGO stories is absolutely brilliant. It's unique, fresh, and offers a unique take on some of the other AI products that LEGO have done. I wish that the AR, it wasn't AR, I wish that it was more interactive with the minifigures so that you could actually make the minifigures dance, but considering they're plastic and don't move, I sort of understand that's more the imaginative play side, which is why, again, I wish there were more play features to encourage that imaginative play. Beat Bits, on point. Really loved them. mainly because they add so much to the Lego thing, the Lego world. I mean, all of those unique printed 2x2 tiles are an absolute godsend for fans and children alike. They're wacky, interesting, do enough different things in the app. They're like the Nexo pentagonal tiles, but useful, and can be used in so many mocks. It's really great to see such I assume a wanted thing in the Lego community finally just show up and be here and be what we needed it to be. And I think a lot of people overlook that video is going to leave a lasting legacy on our piece collections, and that's also important. However, it's also made a lot of specialized molds, which I don't necessarily agree with, but that's more of a personal gripe that I'll have to talk about one day. Particularly the beatboxes are very egregious in this way. I don't mind figure molds because they add figures, but the 6 new molds that make up the beatboxes it seemed a bit excessive for what they are. I mean, did we really need the new strap handle? Like, really? Or even if we kept the new strap handle, did it have to be 4 new pieces to make up the shell of the thing? I really don't know, and I really don't think so. But there's just something that went wrong, and I can't work out whether it was marketing, the app just being awful, or just coincidences. Maybe this isn't the time to be releasing music products. When in its own individual testing environment, sure, maybe it's really popular. But does that mean that it's really popular when put out on the shelves and given the current state of the zeitgeist? Is music videos a child's main focus? And that's a question that I just can't answer because I'm not the target age demographic. But I think I want to wrap things up here. Video is not a mess. It's not an awful theme. It's well deserving of a lot of praise because it took the step in the dark that could have resulted in another success like Ninjago. And I'm really getting fed up of hearing all of this negative press towards themes that either people haven't even tried or aren't the age demographic for. Fine, if a 7-year-old, and a lot of 7-year-olds that is, want to tell me that it's trash and prove it, then start a petition for 1,000 signatures and then sure, maybe I'll believe you. But until then, I think if we actually look at it without the guise of being a fan, without the frustrations that we feel as consumers and that I feel as buying a bandmate and getting the wrong one, we cannot ignore that the video was an experiment. And that is so evident in the play style, the design, the figures the figures are very extra for a LEGO theme, and the blind boxes. And it's important to remember that all of these decisions and failures help to shape the LEGO that we know's future. If we never had the crash in the early 2000s, we would never have gotten the late 2010 Renaissance. If we hadn't have had the so-called awful Star Wars wave, you would never have got your so-called amazing Star Wars wave. If we had never got that LEGO Nintendo lawsuit, then I imagine we would never have seen LEGO Nintendo products. Or the other way around. Either way, everything LEGO does helps to build its future, and I can't stress enough how important it is to remember that. So next time you're in a store and see discounted video, give it a chance. Despite getting the wrong figure, I've really gone strongly towards my bunny dancer. So give it a go, see what happens. That's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this rambling. This is what we do here. However, we also do some LEGO Zelda custom set showcases every Friday. So stick around for that. Consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. Let me know your thoughts and experiences of LEGO Vidyo down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.